Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Weimar. And this is the first time I've played this ship since it's moved to Tier 7, which means I immediately get put into the end of campaign week, all the Musashis that you could ever ask for, Tier 8 match. So the Weimar was broken at Tier 6, so they moved it to Tier 7. And now it's up against Tier 8s, which are essentially Yamatos. Is it still a broken ship? Let's find out. And what I can personally guarantee is the most ridiculous last-second clutch finish. I say clutch finish. The last-second clutch that you're likely to ever see in World of Warships Legends. Now, the result of this battle is up in the air. Even with the last second clutch. So hopefully you guys are ready. It's going to be a good one. Now, we're going to push off to the left side. We got a Friesland out in front of us. We got a Brandenburg behind us. We're going to push over to the left side. We're going to try to utilize this island for cover as best we can. And we're going to do what the Weimar does best, which is just burn everything to the ground. And at least that's what we're hoping for. So, we're going to push forward. We're going to get to this island, and we're going to see what we get. Now, the Friesland is going to push out into the middle. He's going to spot some Musashis right off the bat. I mean, the game is completely full of them. Now, notice what the enemy destroyer is doing. He's capturing the base. Not only him, but he's also going to have all these Musashis charging straight into the cap. Now, this is going to lead to a very, very dangerous situation for me, because I've got a Musashi shooting at me, so I got to turn in and use the island to shield me from his guns, which we do very well. We immediately get a fire on the man, and he damage cons it. Big surprise. And because of the damage con duration on the Japanese battleships, by the time my second salvo gets to him, he gets permafired. So he's going to burn for quite a while. So we're going to go ahead and start working on the Musashi out in the distance because A, we can shoot him, and B, this guy's already burning. But we're also going to reverse and try to get into a position, use the rear guns more than anything here, to reach around the island and lob this guy and continue the roasting of the Musashi. That is our goal here. So, yeah. Right off the bat, we go, and look at the damage this thing does. Even though this was a Tier 6! And just look at how it shreds a Tier 8 battleship, let alone Tier 6s. Yeah, it needed a little bit of love. And by love, I mean it needed the banhammer to come in and say, no, nah, you're too strong. Why it took as long as it did, nobody knows, other than the fact Wargaming didn't want to jump the gun, so to speak, on nerfing a ship, especially a premium ship, so heavily, right after release, even though they knew it was broken, and everybody that played this ship that had any brain cells whatsoever knew it was broken, even me, and I'm not even a cruiser main, y'all know this, I'm not that great of a player when it comes to cruisers. I was dominating people, cracking after cracking after cracking. This thing just completely ran through Tier 6, and Tier 7, and now, even Tier 8s. It's a nasty little boat. There's no other way around it. It's nimble, it's got all the torpedoes, it's got really good quarter pin HE that just does nasty things to everything it touches, and it sets 1,000,000 fires and has a ridiculously good fire rate. There's really no downside to this ship, at all. I can't think of one downside to the Weimar. None. There's not a single downside. And, so yeah. I still think the ship is incredibly strong, even at Tier 7, so for those people who are like, nah, I want my money back, I don't want this ship anymore, if it's going to Tier 7 and I can no longer beat up on the baby seals of Tier 6s, yeah, here's the thing. You wasted your time. You lost out on a very, very strong ship that's going to earn you a ton of money at Tier 7. It is just nasty. We're going to utilize this Friesland smokescreen really well here, and we're going to continue burning people down. We shoot the Brandenburg, we immediately switch back over to shooting Musashi. We do 1,000,000 damage, plus, you know, trying to go back to the Brandenburg. We get a fire on the Musashi. We're going to go back and try to shoot the Brandenburg now, see if we can't get a fire on him now that we've got him to damage con. And, yeah, I mean, I think you guys can see where this is going here. Like, this is Weimar in a nutshell, but look at the timer, guys. Look at the amount of points that they have compared to what we have. They are winning on points. and they have all 3 of the circles. Or all 4 of the circles. It's 3 circles. They have all 3 of the circles. Which means this game is going to be over really, really quickly. And it's at this point I'm like, I got to do something about this. So I'm going to try to push forward and grab that circle. Now, as we continue to kill people, that is the only reason we're going to continue to stay in this match. Is that if our team A doesn't die and B manages to kill these dumb Musashis who've just decided that they are the strongest thing on the planet and they could just YOLO in all willy-nilly and then they lose their lives very quickly because of it. Again, this is a good example of why new players should not be allowed to buy straight into high-tier ships because they just don't know what they're doing. People just go really crazy and then they throw the game away. And this is a perfect example. So we're going to push up. You see the Friesland here. We're going to use our great concealment. I say great concealment. We're not running concealment on this thing. So our concealment's not that great for a cruiser, but considering we're not running concealment, we've got pretty decent concealment. Friesland starts to come around the corner. I start to go ahead and unload on him. And we get a first shot into him. We get a solid hit and a fire. We immediately fire a second salvo. That one does pretty good as well, over 5,000 damage. We're going to fire a third salvo, and he's getting around the corner. But the good news is, he backs away from me. That's going to put him in a perfect position to get countered by the rest of my team. And then, meanwhile, while that's going on, I need to get my butt into the cap. You can see I'm trying to use this island cover, but I can't. I'm not allowed. This game is almost over. We dodged the shells from the Musashi. The Friesland is almost, like, able to survive this. He's sitting right in the middle of the cap. He's got plenty of people that could potentially shoot him here. All it's going to take is one good hit, and he's done. We got a Musashi here that's going away from us, as well as the Riga. And so we're going to try to push past these guys and get into that cap. You can see first into the circle, me and this destroyer. The destroyer is actually going to make the wrong play here. He's going to go around this island as the enemy Friesland has died. The destroyer is actually going to go around the left side of this island instead of going straight into the center cap. You got to recognize that this game is over. If we lose a single ship, it's over. Right now, anybody dies on our team, we lose. That's how close this game is right now. And not only that, we managed to get into the second ring with our destroyer, and now we've stopped the enemy from accruing points from that ring. However, they still have one, and look at the timer, it's 986, 989, it's going up by 3 points every tick, and we aren't there yet. We gotta get there, come on, Spartan, 992, 995, come on, you gotta get there. 998 points before we finally get in and stop the enemy from getting points. It doesn't get any closer than that, boys. One tick away from losing the match on points. It doesn't get any closer. So we immediately start knowing that we have to stay in this cap or we lose. We immediately start trying to farm the Prinz Eugens that are sitting on the back of the island. I have to get this base capped. Once we get the base capped, as long as nobody dies here, again, if nobody dies, we're fine. But Friesland ends up killing a Musashi again, so that gives us a little bit of breathing room, but it's still incredibly close. And you can see they keep resetting our battleships. I'm sitting in the center cap, making sure that I get this base capped, hopefully very, very soon. In 6 seconds, we should have it. No problem. Or maybe it's 8 seconds. Either way, it should be getting capped. And there it is. We got it captured. So now we control all 3 rings of the cap. It's still an incredibly close game, so we can't afford to do anything stupid like pull out broadside in front of 2 Musashis who are ready to annihilate you. So I gotta wait. I don't want to go too crazy. And here I try to see if I can in fact lob the island, and the Weimar cannot. So that is, if there's one gripe about the ship, it is that it does not have the ability to, at close ranges, lob certain islands. However, if there's any sort of medium to long range, like you're going to absolutely be able to push past, you're actually going to be able to shoot over most of the island. Now you can see I'm measuring up these guys. I know I only have 6-kilometer torpedoes, but I'm measuring these guys up. Now, Prinz Eugen comes out again. There's a couple of them on the backside of that island. They're trying to do things. Brandenburg manages to kill a Musashi again. Yeah, I know. It seems like that's the only thing that's died in this lobby has been Musashis, but that's basically all that was in this lobby to begin with. But now that there's only one left, we're going to pull out. We're going to start our farming. Try to get rid of this Musashi as quickly as possible. Brandenburg is coming in. He's going to be able to go over and get his torpedoes away. So we know that this Musashi's probably done. He is starting to potentially go in reverse, but I put my torps out ahead just in case he somehow gets ahead and gets away from those torpedoes. But he's not going to. We get a fire just before he takes these torps, and that's going to end that Musashi's life. Now, there are 3 cruisers remaining. You got the Riga that's all the way in the back, and you have these 2 Prinz Eugens right here. Now, Prinz Eugen is a unique challenge for the Weimar just because Prinz Eugen has the turtleback armor and also has incredibly good AP. So I've got to be careful. I can't get all willy-nilly. Now, you can see I've already loaded the AP because guess what? Weimar also has incredibly good AP for the small guns that it has. You can see I'm also running my sonar. Why is that? So that I can let my battleships know that there are torpedoes on the way. We know that these guys would be launching them, so you can see having that sonar on is also going to help keep these guys spotted if they're within that 4.5 or 5 kilometer sonar ship detection range. So here you can see I'm actually trying to auto-aim at the guy in the back, and unfortunately the game is like, no, you want to look at the guy at 3 kilometers away. Normally, you're correct, game, but not in this instance. But Prinz Eugen hits me with a single shell, gets a fire because memes. Then we're going to go ahead and hit our damage control. It's got a really quick damage control as well. Only 40 seconds. We're going to be able to, you know, take quite a bit. Now, you can see these torpedoes. While it was a good thought by that guy, I mean, I knew it was coming. And we load the AP and we shred this guy. 6,000 damage there. We got another shot coming in, another freaking 6,000 damage basically. And then with a 3rd shot, we're going to take him down to nothing. And of course, we leave him alive because that's what we do. So this time we have to aim a little higher, but now we got to worry about these torpedoes. We know he has the range to hit us, so we've got to make sure that we get between them. We do get between them. He does hit us for a triple fire salvo for the memes. You got to love that. Gets us with a triple fire, but it doesn't matter because we reach back out and we punch that superstructure again, and we're trying to finish him off. Should have loaded HE here as he tried to go away, but as soon as we do that, we managed to win the game on points. So big deal. We did everything we had to do. 113,000 damage, 8 fires, top of the leaderboard, 2,866 base XP, and we get the 2 assist caps and the most clutch center cap on Epicenter ever. If you ask me. Maybe somebody else has one better at 999, but 998 is a pretty clutch freaking stoppage. So let me know, did you guys enjoy this one? And if so, make sure you punch that like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.